Welcome to Lesson 3. In this lesson, we demonstrate how to create a syllabus using the Northeastern University online syllabus template, introduce some methods that help you to develop your course, and write performance-based learning objectives. Whether you're new to teaching online or experienced instructor, it's helpful to know a few instructional design concepts that help you to create student-centered courses. Students are busier than ever and need 24/7 access to all their course materials so that they can work at their convenience. They need a clear understanding of the skills or knowledge that they can expect to gain from the lessons in your course. So be specific about your expectations of the students and what they can expect from you. Write your syllabus and weekly learning objectives clearly so students know what to expect and what they are responsible for in your course. Northeastern Online provides two tools to help you to accomplish this. First, the syllabus template is filled with suggestions to help you present course information, including overall course objectives, textbook information, class schedule, grading policies, and more. Second, the course shell includes a learning objective section that helps you present your objectives consistently from week to week. We'll cover the course shell in detail later on. For now, let's look at the syllabus template and some instructional design strategies, including the ADDIE model, to create effective performance-based learning objectives. The syllabus template provides a framework for ensuring students get all the information that they need at the start of the course. In each area of the syllabus template, you see instructor notes that offer suggestions for completing that section. You can easily customize these instructor notes by highlighting them and clicking delete. Customize the syllabus template as much as necessary, but make sure that you include content for each section and include required policies. We recommend that you post a PDF portable document format version of your syllabus since it is platform independent. Go to the Instructor Center to download free software and view instructions on how to create PDFs. One helpful tool instructional designers use to develop a course is the ADDIE model. ADDIE stands for Analysis, Design, Development, Implementation, and Evaluation. In this training, we adapt aspects of the ADDIE model that apply to course development. We cover each element, but mostly concentrate on the design development portion of the process, since that's the stage that you're at when you start to develop your course. In the ADDIE model, one step leads to the next, with evaluation taking place continuously throughout the process. In the Analyze stage, you assess your course goals and objectives and your course content. In the Design stage, this is where you establish the framework of how things happen. This includes writing measurable objectives, planning your instructional methodologies, identifying resources, and developing assessments. In the Develop stage, you create your materials based on the course objectives and framework that you developed in the analysis and design stages. This includes developing lecture materials, exercises, scripts, and other materials and posting them to Blackboard. In the Implement stage, this is the actual teaching of your course. This is where you present objectives and readings, deliver lectures, engage students in discussions, assess students, and provide feedback. In the Evaluate stage, this is the final stage of the ADDIE model. This is where you use student and self-evaluation to determine the effectiveness of the course. Use this feedback to revise your course for the next time you teach. During needs analysis, take stock of the material you have and what material you need to create. If you taught this course before and have materials in Blackboard, you can use the course copy process to copy materials into the new course shell. Don't forget to change dates and remove unneeded content. Think of what worked well in the last time you taught the course, and if you need to capitalize on any of those assignments, projects, or scenarios in your new course. If some parts of your course didn't work as well as you hoped, review them to see what could be improved. If you're creating a new course, use the syllabus template and course shell to help you to plan out your term. This means you need to identify weekly objectives, possible readings, lectures, and discussion topics, and types of assignments needed. If you are teaching a hybrid or blended course, determine what activities and materials work best for face-to-face and online meetings. Think about how to leverage the technology so that your face-to-face and online sessions are as productive as possible. Your instructional designer can help you to develop a strategy for your course. Learning objectives provide the framework for the weekly lessons of your course. Performance-based learning objectives define what you teach the students and what you assess them on. Write objectives that are concise, observable, and measurable. It is the best practice to align assignments, activities, and assessments with your learning objectives. But how do you do this? One way to think about learning objectives is to break them down like this. Performance, what the student is able to do after completing the week, the module, or the course. Condition, the condition under which the student performs. Criterion, how well the student must perform and how you evaluate them. Everyone remembers the old adage about leading the horse to water. The same is true about your learning objectives. Just because you present the student with all the material and learning opportunity doesn't necessarily mean or guarantee that the student will learn. So you should be careful about your wording of your objectives. Most objectives are worded in the format should be able to, will be able to, or at the conclusion of this lesson you will be able to. And consider using something along the lines of have the opportunity to. Avoid vague terms like understand or know, and try to think about how to assess their understanding and use of the verb. Try to be as specific as possible using action verbs such as list, identify, state, discuss, describe, define, solve, compare, and contrast. Let's take a look at an example. Consider this example. Notice the performance criteria and condition. Identify Dante's symbols for sin and righteousness in Canto 1 and discuss in a 3-page essay which symbols you think are most effective. Support your opinion using passages from the readings. The degree of their performance or how to evaluate is discussed in a different lesson. Perhaps you should use a discussion board rubric or other tools that help students understand how you evaluate their work. The most important part of writing the course and weekly learning objectives is making sure that all your activities support your learning objectives and that the students understand what they are required to do. Now that you've learned a little bit more about performance-based learning objectives, let's do a little review. Can you identify a performance-based learning objective? Okay, now select all that apply. If you selected, identify a proton, neutron, and electron. Describe the specifics of the Heisenberg uncertainty principle. Solve for the velocity of a subatomic particle. Discuss the Prophet Muhammad and the rise of the spread of Islam in Mecca throughout Arabia and beyond. Good job. If you selected, understand the fundamentals of quantum physics. Comprehend the nature versus nurture debate as it relates to personality. Try again, and remember to look for action verbs. The task-oriented question construction wheel, based on Bloom's taxonomy, is a good tool for creating objectives, and it's in the Online Instructors Resource Center in the External Links section. This chart is too expansive to go over in this presentation, so let's focus on one area of it. Each of the inner parts of the circle contain the major parts of understanding a concept that a student would need to exhibit: knowledge, comprehension, application, analysis, synthesis, and evaluation. The middle section contains verbs that relate to the level of understanding, and the outer ring relates to the activities that would exhibit that type of understanding. Let's take a closer look. The smallest area of this chart shows knowledge, or the type of understanding. The second area shows the types of verbs that are action-oriented or performance-based. The outer ring has the activity that might be associated with the verb and exhibit the type of understanding that students should have. So an example of a performance-based learning objective to assess a student's knowledge would be identify Dante's symbols for sin and righteousness in Canto 1 and discuss in a 3-page essay which symbols you think are most effective. Support your opinion using passages from the readings. Writing clearly stated performance-based learning objectives isn't just helpful to the student, it's helpful to you. for the creation of the content. Once the objectives are written, aligning your readings, lecture materials, and assignments or assessments for the week so that they flow more easily is paramount. As we progress in this training, we discuss more about the course template and how to fill in each area of your Blackboard course site with content. Now that you have a few strategies for writing your objectives, what's the next step? Getting your syllabus together and up in your course